Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea. Unfortunately, not with Captain Murray because she met her demise last time, but definitely with me, Bardon. Now we need to get ourselves a new captain here, so let's choose a past. So we can be a street urchin, veteran of the campaign of 68. So I think maybe street urchin would be good because in terms of our legacy from Captain Mary, we decided that we were a pupil. So maybe we were an urchin that she took in um, and kind of, nurtured us along and guided us in the ways of the sea and that kind of thing and had us on board the ship. And maybe her last, I can imagine her last thing that she did before she went down with her ship was to make sure that we were safely off the ship and gave us a chance to survive. And then, although we did have to spend some time floating in the sea, clutching to a piece of wreckage, that we actually did manage to get picked up and got ourselves back to London. So I think Street Urchin kind of fits that narrative more than the others. Okay, so your urchin gang cast you out when you grew too tall. You took to sea rather than graduate to larger crimes. That last big score was enough to buy a ship. This will give you a bonus to Veils, the skills of subtlety and evasion, low cunning on the high seas. Your friend, another long shark, knows a little of gunnery, only a little, but she can help. Okay, so for once we've actually got a gunner, so we might actually be a bit more aggressive and actually carry armaments for once. Okay, so we start with 60 echoes. I think we're going to get more once we click through. Well, hopefully, because we did have more than that on Mari. But maybe we spent most of it. That's possible as well. Okay, so we're not going to be doing anything with our father's bones. Immortality, not really. So as an urchin, I think that maybe wealth would be something. You always kind of crave what you don't have. So I think wealth would be kind of more fitting for our urchin here. So you know how it is to be poor. Now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family perhaps. The Untersea is full of riches. Death and darkness too, but it's worth the gamble. To win, gather a substantial retirement fund, upgrade your lodgings to a mansion, and retire. Okay, so as an urchin, I don't think we'd be wanting people to call us my lord or my lady because they've probably had to do that to others in the past and probably kind of rankle them a little. These people have everything and then they expect us to kind of bow down and scrape to them as well. So what would fit? Captain we've gone with before. Madam, sir. Citizen. I don't think citizen really fits in with our backstory, so we're going to go with madam. Okay, so let's see, choose your name and what we're going to look like. Bit old for not that one either. Yeah, I think this one kind of fits with our backstory. And then we need a name. So we've had Marty previously. So who are we going to have this time? What kind of name would fit a street urchin? I think as it doesn't actually say it. Obviously, an urchin could be someone who was kind of kicked out of home rather than kind of being being an orphan. But our urchin is going to be an orphan, and you know, for they don't really know what happened to their parents. They just know that they don't have any parents, and they grew up on the streets. And because they grew up on the streets, no one really gave them a name. So they just kind of developed the name over time. And this particular urchin has a fancy for shiny things. So I think her name is going to be Jewel. Okay, so yeah, we do only start with 60 echoes because the whole Sphinx Stone thing, we sunk all of our money into trying to sort it out, but it didn't work. Okay, so we got advice for captains. So let's go to the shop and sell that for a bit more. Okay, so now let's go to our lodgings. Let's read the morning papers. We don't want any more officers at the moment, so we can get a passenger though. Agree to carry the Gnomic Gallivant to the Cumian Canal or the Iron and Misery Funging Station, or both. History is a horse. Who will prick it with their spurs, he cries, to no one in particular. A drop of blood may be as precious as a ruby. Okay, so let's welcome aboard. He puffs out his chest. Ruby studs gleam in the lamplight. I knew London had enterprising souls still left in it. I am seeking truths, madam, which I am told I may find in the Iron and Misery Funging Station and the Cumian Canal. Ideally, I'd learn both, but I could settle for one. For a Port Cecil, there will be a contest, and we will change the world with a game of chess. A king will fall. Okay, so the Cumian Canal we know is normally down, is along the west coast to the south. The Iron and Misery Funging Station we found before, kind of in that general area, but more kind of to the east. So we may actually be able to fulfill both of those pretty quickly, which would be nice because every time we've had a passenger, we haven't actually been able to fulfill everything that they wanted. Okay, so next then let's go to London. Let's visit the Admiralty. Let's find what they actually want. So anything in particular? This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. You can check the details in your journal anytime. So the Iron and Misery Company Funging Station. So that's kind of pretty nice. We can actually kill two birds with one stone. Or I don't know what the sea version of that would be. I suppose, well, if you're close to land, you're probably going to have seagulls. So maybe, and seagulls are really annoying. I used to live very close to the sea, and every morning I would start work at 6, so it meant that, I'd start work at maybe 6:30, so it meant that to get my train I had to get up before 5 a.m. and during the time when the seagulls basically had, I don't know what you call a baby seagull, but when just after the baby seagulls had hatched, they would outside my house would there was like a green area with grass, which I would cross on my way to the station. And every morning there would be hundreds of seagulls there. And seagulls are very aggressive when they've got young. So because I was walking in the general area where their young were, they would one of the parents would fly up and come down and dive bomb at me, and I'd be ducking out of the way of seagulls and stuff. Like, it wasn't a pleasant experience. So I think if I was a sea captain, I would definitely want to kill two of them with one stone. But let's see here. So so Admiralty is fine for now. Let's go back to London. We can't visit the university yet, so a lot of that stuff is going to open up to us later. Let's give passage to a tomb colonist, because we know where, or we know generally where that is. Okay, and then we need to go to the shop. Let's buy ourselves some fuel and then buy some supplies. Okay, and then that's us out of money. Okay, and let's see. So we can buy a couple of torpedoes, so I'm going to do that. So for once, we've actually armed our ship, which is nice. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is, we know where the two colonies are. So that's where we're going to go to start. So Captain Jewel here, setting sail for the first time. She's probably, you know, told people about her, you know, told the crew about Captain Mary, probably filled them in on the stories now while they're making their way. And that reminds me, actually, we can possibly have dinner with her, which would be a nice. Let's learn some of her story here at the start. Let's speak to her. Ask her what she wants. Why did you come to sea? Can't shadow. It's like the flit at sea, right? No one to tell you what to say or do, and no one to kick your downstairs just 'cause you got a little bit tall. I'll be a faithful officer, but put me ashore at the shadow and I won't forget you. Can't shadow is east of the Carnet proper, in the east central undersea. So we found the Carnet before, and I'm not sure whether maybe we found the shadow, I can't remember. Okay, and then officers. I'm trying to remember, how do we... Maybe it comes up later that we can invite her to the... Well, we got a bit of our backstory at least. And we should be sending out our Z-Bat, because this is a new voyage. And on the way back, we'll drop in at Hunter's Keep. I'm not forgetting about the sisters. And it's nice that they're going to be back in the story as well. And maybe we can find the salt lines a bit early this time. But obviously, when we do, we're going to need to make sure that we have enough echoes to buy it. and then we need to be careful about how many times we do it, because we don't want to be stuck with the same thing again. So I think maybe the maybe the best strategy is to maybe just do that maybe 2 or 3 times, and then explore some more, and then find the geode, if that's where she's going to ask us to take it. Wait until we find the geode before we get kind of 20 sphinx stones stuck in our hull. Not our hull. If we're stuck in our hull, we'd probably be sinking and joining Captain Mary at the bottom of the sea. So here we are now. We're about to reach the tomb colonies. Vendor Bite is sun distance to the southwest. So the two colonies changed. Northwest. I think I don't know why I saw south there, but here it is here, just where we expected it to be. But it's a great thing about this game that we were doing pretty well with Captain Mary, but one thing changed, and then it just it was just too much for us. Okay, so help out an immigrant. Your tomb colonist passenger yanks off her bandages. She looks remarkably healthy for a tomb colonist. I'm not as dead as I look, she confesses, and I won't get ashore without your help. Yes, the constables are looking for me back home. Is that a problem? Muffled oars. Your ships. You slip your furtive passenger past the skin check post and the confirmation of consolation. Thanks, Captain, she remarks casually. Let me teach you a couple of tricks, just in case you do this again. And here's a little hush money. So that's pretty nice. So we got some echoes, brought us up to 200. So we got 200 echoes actually, because we spent the rest of our money on torpedoes. And we now have one menace's suspicion, and our tomb colonist is gone. Okay, so overall that's pretty nice. Now let's see what we can do here. So we can explore. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonist stands still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. Madam, I'm a good seaman. I'm yours if you'll have me. Will you have me? I'm hungry. I'll work hard. He seems likely enough. If a little ragged and sorrowful. So he's a raggedy fellow. Take him with you. Leave him here. You could use an extra hand. Okay, yeah, we're going to take him. Taking a chance. You won't be sorry. I work double watches. Ask anyone. They'll tell you I have a good name. Yes. Eventually, you get him to stop talking. His enthusiasm is promising, if a little pitiable. Okay, so we gained 1 crew. A skilled crewman. This is the sailor who came begging to you for a berth. He's done good work, this one, but he's keeping a little shrine to the salt, the nameless god of the horizon at the back of the hold. Permitted. Out here, a captain needs all the help he can get, even from sad, strange gods of farewells. Forbid it. You'll have none of this nonsense aboard your ship. If the salt even exists, its attention is dangerous. So if this was Captain Mary, I think she would forbid it. But Jewel, although she listened to Mary in terms of how to be a Z captain and that kind of thing, they were different people. Jewel believes a lot in superstition and that kind of thing, and in the gods of the Z, and a lot in luck, and in kind of trying to stack the deck in your favor. So I think she's going to permit it. A breath of air. You let him keep his salt circle and his chalked arrow. That night, as you stand on the foredeck, the soft breeze comes out of the east, the salt's direction. Tousles your hair passes. Okay, a certain matter has become clear. You've welcomed a stranger aboard your ship. This may lead to complications. Okay, complications doesn't sound good. Okay, and let's go back to the tomb colony. Okay, let's get the... This is the one for the different colors, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, asked about blah, blah, blah. Okay, we've done that before. We'll accept the commission. Okay, then we'll gather some gossip to get ourselves a port report. And maybe we are done here. Yeah, we are. Okay, so that does bring us to the end of this particular video. But next time we're probably going to sail a bit further to the east and maybe find the salt lines. But for now, as I said, that's the end of this particular one. The first voyage for Jewel here. If you have enjoyed, please consider liking and posting a comment. And also, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I really do hope to see all of you next time. Goodbye.